Have you ever left a stick of butter on the kitchen counter for just a few minutes, only to find it turning soft, glossy, and almost liquid? It seems to melt far faster than many other foods, almost as if it can't wait to transform. But this everyday kitchen experience isn't just about warm temperatures. It's the result of fascinating chemistry, centuries of dairy farming, and the unique way nature packages fat. So why does butter melt so easily? Let's explore, right here on History of Simple Things. Butter has been around for thousands of years, long before refrigerators or modern kitchens existed. Historians believe it was discovered accidentally around 8,000 to 10,000 years ago, when early herders carried milk in animal skin bags during long journeys. The constant movement caused the cream in the milk to separate into butter and buttermilk, creating a rich, spreadable food that was easy to preserve. Ancient civilizations in Mesopotamia, India, Egypt, and later Europe all valued butter, although its role varied from food to medicine and even religious offerings. Over time, butter became a staple in colder regions where dairy farming thrived. Despite countless improvements in production methods, the basic composition of butter has remained remarkably unchanged. It is still made by churning cream until the tiny fat droplets combine into one smooth mass, creating the familiar product we know today. The secret to butter's easy melting lies in what it's made of. Butter is roughly 80% milk fat, about 16 to 18% water, and a small amount of milk proteins and minerals. Unlike many solid foods that are held together by strong structures, butter is essentially a network of fat crystals surrounding tiny pockets of water. At cooler temperatures, these fat crystals lock together, giving butter its firm shape. As the temperature rises, however, these crystals begin to break apart. Once enough of them melt, the butter rapidly changes from solid to soft and eventually into a golden liquid. This transformation happens much sooner than many people expect because butter's melting range is surprisingly close to normal room and body temperatures. Most butter begins to soften at around 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit and becomes mostly liquid between 32 and 35 degrees Celsius or 90 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Interestingly, this is almost the same temperature as the human body. That's why butter instantly melts when spread over warm toast or placed on pancakes fresh off the griddle. Even holding a piece of butter between your fingers for a short time is enough to soften it because your body naturally produces heat well above butter's melting point. This relatively low melting range is one reason butter feels rich and creamy in your mouth instead of waxy or sticky. Another fascinating reason butter melts so easily is that it doesn't have a single melting point like pure substances such as ice. Instead, butter contains hundreds of different types of fat molecules, each with its own melting temperature. Some fats melt at cooler temperatures, while others require more heat. As a result, butter gradually softens before becoming fully liquid. This is why refrigerated butter is hard, butter left on the counter becomes perfectly spreadable, and butter in a hot frying pan melts almost instantly. Scientists call this a melting range, and it gives butter its uniquely smooth texture during cooking and baking. The type of fat inside butter also plays an important role. Butter contains a mixture of saturated, monounsaturated, and small amounts of polyunsaturated fats. Saturated fats are generally solid at room temperature, while unsaturated fats are softer. The balance between these fats determines how firm the butter will be. Interestingly, cows that eat fresh grass during warmer months often produce butter that is slightly softer because their milk contains a higher proportion of unsaturated fats. This means that butter made in different seasons or different regions can have slightly different melting characteristics, even if they look nearly identical on the grocery store shelf. Temperature isn't the only factor that affects how quickly butter melts. The size of the butter piece matters too. A thin slice has much more surface area exposed to warm air than a thick block, allowing heat to enter more quickly. That's why shredded or sliced butter melts almost immediately in recipes, while a whole stick takes longer. Air movement, humidity, and even the material of the plate or pan can influence the speed at which butter warms up. Metal surfaces transfer heat much faster than wooden ones, causing butter placed on a warm metal dish to soften more rapidly. Butter's ability to melt easily is also one of the reasons it is so beloved in cooking. As it melts, it coats ingredients evenly, creating tender pastries, flaky pie crusts, moist cakes, and silky sauces. In baking, the temperature of butter can dramatically affect the final result. Cold butter creates layers in pastries because the solid pieces release steam as they melt during baking. Softened butter traps air when beaten with sugar, helping cakes become light and fluffy. Fully melted butter creates dense, chewy textures in cookies and brownies. In other words, the same ingredient behaves differently depending on exactly how much it has melted. So the next time you watch butter disappear into a warm slice of bread or sizzle across a hot pan, remember that you're witnessing a remarkable balance of chemistry in nature. Its carefully arranged mixture of fats, tiny droplets of water, and delicate crystal structure allows it to change from solid to liquid with only a small increase in temperature. What seems like a simple everyday event is actually the result of thousands of years of natural evolution, dairy craftsmanship, and food science working together. Butter melts so easily because it was almost perfectly designed to do exactly that, making it one of the most versatile and delicious ingredients ever created. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.